The petitioner, Pastor 𝐲𝐿𝐴 BRG, makes a U-turn.
So well done, Daddy. But you might think this that I'm dissing Daddy. I'm not dissing him, I'm just stating the facts. But there's an interesting news I want to share with you about 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐵, which I think is also interesting. It happened about 4 to 5 months ago. It didn't make the news like that because most times you guys think that I come, or maybe many YouTubers come and talk about just the faults of pastors or something, or things we find controversial. He did, or his church did something very remarkable. You know, churches, I've always told you guys, whether you like it or yes, it is more of like a business. How it's run most times is a business. Many of these Pentecostal parastatals I see, his own camp where he does his own church, I'll be playing the video for you right now, had to take the government on, as in the Federal Ministry of Works on.
The Minister of Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, is here before the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges to testify on a petition leveled against his ministry and a construction company by the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
RCCG had in a petition accused the Ministry of Works of making payment of 151 million naira to the construction company for the rehabilitation of the Ife-Wara Road in Osun State. The church says it constructed the road as part of its corporate social responsibility and wants the construction company to refund the money to the government. However, Mr. Fashola says there is no basis for the petition.
We are urging you to also hold that there is no proof to support the position that an unjust claim was made by the contractor or paid by the ministry between 2016 and 2019. We're also urging you to find that the payments that were made to the contractor in 2011 were made in accordance with the Public Procurement Act.
The petitioner, Pastor 𝐲𝐻𝐻𝐵 BRG, makes a U-turn.
Honorable Minister, please, on behalf of Pastor 𝐲𝐻𝐻𝐵, I'd like to apologize to you for whatever this has brought to the government under your watch. Now, that, however, that apology does not in any way remove the fact, which is the core of this petition, that 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐻 Construction Nigeria Limited should be made to refund every single kobo collected. And I'm glad that the Honorable Minister has already hinted at that.
Mr. Fashola then reads the Riots Act to the defaulting federal government contractors.
But just to let members of the public know that we're not sitting down and twiddling our thumb against contractors who haven't kept their side. We're also compiling a list of contractors who will inevitably publish a blacklist, but there has to be justification for proceeding to that level based on legal advice. So,
members of the committee agree with the minister that there is a need to strengthen the laws to offer stiffer punishment for contractors who fail to execute projects. Lindaikejiblog, Channels Television News.
Now that is the news itself in summary, and what you see them do here, of course, I remember we talked about last time about the corporate social responsibility, or would I say the Christian social responsibility that churches do embark on. Many churches don't do this. They just call 1 or 2 members that are loyal to them in the church, and they just you know, give them 1 or 2, put and make video, put for social media, or some too, based on how I see things run in most churches too as well. What they do is that the members themselves are the one that contribute to this and all that. In the end, the church takes the glory, but it's okay. okay. Of course, the church is supposed to be the storehouse whereby when we gather all this money, we use it to help people that really do need them. So either ways, anyhow you look at it, it's okay. At least the church is doing well, okay? But that was really a strong move for you guys to take the federal government on. But it was the federal government's own fault of the fact that how can you hire a contractor to do a job and you don't pay him his full pay, and then later he leaves the job happy. Now, as you can see the shop itself, on the wall we have pictures that are there of Chinese people, Koreans, Asian people, but you don't see a picture of an African person. So the question you will ask yourself is that now I'm going here, there is nothing for me to show this man, so how am I sure he's going to be able to give me a haircut? Let me tell you the secret. So some of you would wonder, how do black people have their haircut in China? So today I have an interesting story to share with you of my personal hairstylist right here in China. Actually, he does this with his wife, who is also very good in giving people haircuts. So the wife has given me a haircut before, the same applies to the husband. And you might be wondering, why would I let a Chinese person give me a haircut? But to me, I think it's pretty normal, right? If the person can do it, of course I should let them do it. So today I'm going to take you from my home to where I had my haircut, and then you're going to see him give me a haircut. And aside that, there are a couple of questions he was asking me I found really weird why he should be asking me those questions. So in case you're watching me from outside of China, or maybe you're planning to come to China anytime soon or something, there are certain questions that sometimes Chinese people get to ask you when they have conversations with you. Sometimes people think that I speak Chinese too well. My Chinese is not perfect, but because I am used to certain kind of questions or conversations that I have with people when I meet them for the first time, I can say those things fluently. So when you come to China like this, people will always ask you like, okay, where are you from? Maybe what is your name, or which country you're from. Of course, they will ask you, okay, what do your parents do for a living, which school do you go to, those kind of things. Are certain normal questions you get every time. So of course you should have the answer for them, so that you can always, move through with whatever thing you are doing. So right now, as you can see, I am in the bus moving from my location to where I'm supposed to have my haircut. Now this is right in Shenyang City, and let me give you a little bit of a background story right here. Before, in the past, when Africans used to come to China to study, what happened was that they never thought to themselves that they would come and have this issue of, looking good, or would I say having their haircut or something. So this particular couple right now, they had a hair salon where they made, where they give Chinese people normally haircuts and do hairs for women. So these boys from Africa usually go to their shop for them to help them with having a haircut. Of course, when they started, it wasn't all good because they were not used to the texture of hair that we have as Africans. The way our hair is different from the way your hair is as maybe a Chinese person, or maybe an American, Caucasian, or whatever race you come from. Okay, so with that, there was that learning process. But the person that actually learned how to do this, according to what the wife told me, who is my very good friend, is that she was the one that started giving Africans haircuts before the husband then joined her, before they started giving Africans haircuts. So she started first, and then later she had to teach her husband, who is the one that is giving me a haircut today. I'm going to be uploading another video whereby the wife gives me a haircut, so you actually get to see that the wife also can actually give me a haircut. So,
不是一个真的不太小的那个，应该用你的什么？对，
不用太短。
不，
把，
对，
一把，
对，这个，
我帽子全拿上面有这个啊。
That's why I keep telling people, if you're coming to China to study or to live, or for whatever reason, come with a skill, because the skill you have might be what would feed you tomorrow. For me, when I was coming to China, I knew that I had a skill when it comes to maybe maybe making videos, or maybe with regards to the work I do now. I'm a content creator. I have a couple of followings on TikTok, over 4 million or something, but it's still related to work.
你什么时候毕业啊？
还有那个2年呢。
还有2年呢，一共4年呢。
我不是4年，我是研究生，所以那个是。
You could see right now him giving me a haircut, which I think is super amazing. And sometimes some of you might be afraid that, oh, come on, a Chinese person cannot actually give you a haircut like that. How can they give you a haircut and it looks so good? Look at my haircut. I think it looks okay because the haircut you see right now is being given to me by a Chinese person. But the question will now be how. So let's get straight into the video and you see how he gives me the haircut as he asks me some interesting questions.
你到中国的东北的饮食吃的习惯吗？
我习惯。
你吃中国饺子吗？
吃过的。饺子、包子，我会包饺子。
你会包饺子？你包饺子呀？谁教你呀？
我有很多中国朋友，所以他们叫我朋友。
你不是穆斯林吗？
我是穆斯林。啊？基督。
你是基督徒，基督教，
对，基督教。
什么这样式的阿满，这样式的。你周六去教堂啊？周5啊？
周5对。
星期5是
星期日。
星期日是 Sunday 呀。
Sunday 对。
星期5是 Friday 啊。
Friday 对。
Sunday， 星期6是再说了。
Saturday。
Sunday。
对。
你来干啥来了？
Now, as you can see the shop itself, on the wall we have pictures that are there of Chinese people, Koreans, Asian people, but you don't see a picture of an African person. So the question you will ask yourself is that now I'm going here, there is nothing for me to show this man, so how am I sure he's going to be able to give me a haircut? Let me tell you the secret. So what we do is that we take pictures from our phones on Google of haircuts that we like. Before we have our haircuts, we show it to him and then he looks at it and then he's able to know what to do. So always have your phone with you when you are going to have your haircut with a Chinese person, because he needs to see what he has to do. Sometimes they also get to ask you, as they're giving you the haircut, they would ask you, is this level okay, is this level okay, and so on. Sometimes you might be having your haircut and you have a whole group of learners also standing with the main person giving you a haircut to learn and see how people can cut this your hair. Now we have watched a couple of videos right here on YouTube where you see people go to parks or something and women are like, you get too fast, all these kind of things, okay? Because sometimes most of them are very curious. Things are different now than it used to be before with regards to how Africans are being perceived here in China. But right now it's pretty much normal to see an African anywhere. But of course we have the older folks or some people that are still, pretty much old, that are not really that exposed to the Africans. So sometimes they meet you and they ask questions. In case you enjoyed watching this video, I think I've had an amazing time talking with you guys here on George Vlogs. Tell me if you like anything about this video or you would prefer I do a lot of things or a whole different thing entirely. I'm working on a series of videos which I think is going to be interesting, where I get to go out there and actually make videos as I interact with the people in the society and also try some amazing Chinese food in restaurants as well. So I'm working on a whole lot of things, and thanks for being part of the channel. In case you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel already, please be sure to like this video, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time on the channel. Till next time, I remain George Vlogs.